here with the one and only.
The Mister, straight out the ATL. Y'all know how we do it. What's going on, good people? We are live and direct, straight from the deck.
You
Y'all
already?
already know what it is.
Yeah.
So, dog, how have you been? What kind of adventures have you had this week?
Oh, well, that's quite the question. I'm fresh back from New Orleans, and I had all the lifetime of fun there with friends and colleagues, and clocked 7 nights in a row of going out, and it was amazing. And yes, I still got it. What?
If you don't use it, they say you lose it. So as long as you're using it, no matter how sporadically, it'll always be yours. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm just
My
saying.
week was rather tame and normal. I
Okay.
went to work for 4 days. I was off for 3. I'm cool.
Sounds fantastic. That sounds like a perfect work week.
Exactly. I even got on the grill yesterday, and that's always a successful time for me. Oh, I have been baking cookies this week. I'm on
I
the
saw
third batch.
them. Oh my God. I need the cookies. I
Hey,
need the cookies. So they look so good.
perfect. Third batch came out righteous. So I have the recipe I want. Got me and my wife worked together. Got the temperature right on the stove. It's wham bam now. It's a plan. It's all good.
So I mentioned to you already, and I'll say it again. I'm third generation Cookie Monster. That is my weakness. So if ever one day my size changes, I promise you it will be because of chocolate chip cookies. So they are right on time.
Hey, make it happen. There's nothing wrong with happiness, and that's what I get when I tasted them. Like when I broke one today, they were still soft and chewy. I was like, I did it.
Woo.
I did it.
Yes.
That's it. So getting into business this week, we had a criminal trial that, for whatever reason, I'll be honest with you, I couldn't understand why this trial took the attention of the media the way it did. I mean, there were a lot of intriguing qualities, but I didn't necessarily feel like it should have been interrupting my daily media coverage. You know what I'm saying? For the whole, it's bad enough I got to deal with Ukraine talk all week long, but I also got to. I'm just saying, but I also got to deal with, you know what I'm saying, this rich guy from whoever, South Carolina, whose family. Get into it, Dark. Let the people know what's happening.
All I'm saying is, when you think about white power in this country, it shows up in a lot of different ways. And I think that, as I mentioned, we have time on our side now. And when you're looking at the family of Alex Murdaugh, he's 50th generation in this county in South Carolina. And, you know, he got his family got caught up in the death of someone in the community. And the family of that person that got killed wanted accountability, right? Because the son was drunk. He was drunk off his ass, flying around in the boat. The people that were with him were scared, and he went on the bridge, and somebody literally got like knocked out, killed, drowned, and they found him days later. That's bad. He was underage. Why was he drunk? Why was he driving? All those things.
You also had a housekeeper that died mysteriously from a fall on the family property.
When there was money, right? Where'd it go?
Yeah. The insurance policy was then also taken from the family of the housekeeper, who, and I'm sure if she was a housekeeper, the family probably wanted and needed, more importantly, the life insurance money, but that was stolen by him. No accountability for that.
One of many families, and apparently he wasn't stealing from the big dollar clients. He was stealing from the smaller dollar clients, and the clients knew that they were having access to, tens, hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars. He just kept it for himself. Greed.
Craziness, and thought he would never get repercussion. Got on the stand and just told flat out lies and got caught in them, and still didn't think he'd get caught.
But it's because of his drug addiction.
Right. It's always going to be something other than I'm a criminal. And it's so interesting to watch that get played off and played around so many different ways. I mean, even with him being accused of killing his wife and his son, I saw more pictures of him on vacation and damn walking dogs than I ever saw Trayvon Martin or any of the people that look like us that were killed by police. That's all I'm saying. And in his case, it was 3 people in the damn area, 2 of them was dead, and he wasn't. And I'm just saying, if we gonna ever show anybody to look like a damn criminal, please let it be the person that's alive when a couple other people been murdered. That's all I'm saying.
After you said that you weren't there.
Yeah, boy.
Your phone, your car, footsteps. You was walking. You was walking. Where was you going? Where
But
was
a
you
lot of that,
going?
a lot of that was arrogance too. I'm so smart, they'll never catch me. I
Exactly.
know what I know what people will listen to. I know how to turn a jury. It was his own arrogance. Is what got caught him slipping in the first place.
Okay, but that's also what he's been taught.
Yeah, yeah. Privilege is a mother, and when your family runs any county for 100 years, like come on, folks, like that doesn't happen in every state. That doesn't happen everywhere. So if you got 100 years of legitimate legal authority, come on, man, you're gonna have a different perspective on right and wrong because there's no telling what his parents or grandparents got away with.
Right. Right.
I mean, long story short, there's no telling what they got away with.
So it's really unfortunate, but the son recorded his own last moments
Yeah,
before he got
yeah.
killed by his dad. His
And
mom was
look,
there. You can hear his mom and his dad in the background. And that video was a key piece. It took him a year to crack into that phone to get that video.
that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That is crazy. But hopefully, he got life. He didn't get
Right.
death penalty like his family had probably distributed time and time again.
Yeah.
And he have a long time to reflect on it.
He will.
Yeah, and the people of South Carolina will continue to pay for his health and well-being up until that point. Only in America.
And wait, and so yeah, now he's on the government teat. See, you have it both ways again. I hate that.
And moving on, we could also talk about my man John Morant, and who I like to say he has a Memphis state of mind. My man is a gangster of gangsters. At least that's the way he's wanted to portray himself in
Mm.
recent weeks, and it has a lot of people concerned that we may be watching another talented, extremely talented, you know, young, vibrant African American male being wrapped up in something that's going to take away everything and like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think about these are opportunities to have like multi-generational mentorship opportunities. I mean, I'm sure
Yes,
they exist, right? But like niggas need buddies when they come into these professional sports spaces
yes,
because they'll just be out there. And the thing is, and let me not be naive or say naive things. Even if they had one, people, it's still up to you as an adult how you choose to conduct yourself, right? But as
absolutely.
we know, it takes a village, and as we should also know, the majority, no, not even the majority, all of the spaces across this country are not built for us, and especially when thinking about professional sports, that is a relationship that is like it's like slavery, to be
Yes,
quite honest. And so
very much so.
you need a village to help usher our children through this so that they can build a multi-generational house that they never had. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Right.
One thing I will say though, I've been very happy with how athletes and people in general have responded, as opposed to calling them crazy and you're an idiot and yada yada yada. People are really reaching out like, look,
Mm,
you got some bad people around you,
right.
and you probably need to learn how to start separating yourself from people that have your best interest in mind versus people who have their
Right.
own best interest in mind. And it's good to see, because if the community jumps on you a lot of times, anytime you're attacked, it kind of makes you crawl back in that corner of them same people
Yeah.
that's causing you all this trouble that you're involved in.
Right.
And it's good to see the people kind of come at them with open arms and just, they're trying to hold them accountable, but at the same time, they're saying like, hey, watch your company because you're not headed down the good path. And he's young, and we've all been young. We've all felt invincible. But one thing age has taught all of us is that we watch a lot of brothers lose it all in an instant over one mistake, a little split second, and never be able to make a dollar again. And all of them, I guarantee you, felt like it had never happened to me until it did.
Look, we've seen it so many times. The playbook is there for you. And you're
Literally,
not the only person that has ever wanted all the hoes. You're not the only person that wanted all the jewelry. You're not the only one that thought they could maintain it because, they got this, that, and the third. So I'm not going to be like that. Like, you're not special.
right,
You're talented, but
right.
your circumstances are not special. And there's got to be something to learn from our ancestors who have come before us. They're enough now. We got time on our side. And you got to learn it. Come on now.
I mean, at the end of the day, you'll have generational wealth from playing a game.
Mm.
And you got to understand, if I'm going to pay you 40 or 50 million dollars annually to play said game, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to see you on Instagram waving guns around. I don't want to hear your mother calling you because she felt disrespected from a 17-year-old in the Foot Locker. It's a 17 owning a Foot Locker. I pay you $40 million a year. You don't
Right.
like how you talk to your mother. You go to the mall, you purchase a Foot Locker, and you fire that employee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you
That's
had
in
that.
2023.
Thank you. You don't live in the shoot 'em up bang bang world anymore. You
Right.
live in a world where you walk into an establishment, you purchase it, then you fire the person who pissed you off.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the kind of life you that kind of boss now. You trying
Right.
to you trying to be a street thug, bruh.
Yeah.
Nah, you got Al Capone wish he had the money you sitting on right now. The baddest gangsters ever wish they had what you got. Don't blow that, bruh. Don't blow that.
We've seen that movie too.
Too many times. Too many times. Look, when you watch the movie happen, you just, and I guess because that's almost how it feels. You see it happening, you don't want to see it happen again. We don't watch it happen. And it's happened to every generation. Our generation, we saw cats like Antoine Walker lose $100 million. People just chastised and criticized, laughed at him. The man lost $100 million. You don't laugh at that. White people lose that kind of money. They get loans and second chances, and friends give them portions of their businesses and stocks. They don't get laughed at no matter how crooked they are.
Right.
Gotta do better, man. And we don't want to keep seeing the same problems happening over and over and over again. So, Jai, get your mind right, my brother. Real talk. And moving right along while we're in the sports state of mind, UGA football coach. Now, folks, we're both Georgians. And if you know anything about this state, it's two things they love above all: them damn Bulldogs and the Braves. Let me tell you, if you know anything about this state, the Bulldogs and the Braves is the only thing that competes with Jesus and church. Am I lying?
No, you're right. You're right.
Shit. Let the Bulldogs have a game on Sunday. I bet church loses. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, if you don't know, times have changed for most of our lives. UGA has been a huge disappointment. But for the last 2 years, hey, this team has decided they're going to be the best team in the nation, and fans all over the state are ecstatic. UGA is doing that thing. But oftentimes when teams become extraordinarily successful, extraordinarily big problems come along with it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, after winning this most recent national championship, there was a victory celebration in which a player died. And in the weeks and months since that incident, we're learning a lot more about that accident and what happened, and it's not pretty.
No, it's not. So come to find out, it was already tragic that I think there were 3 of them in that car.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and one player died. This is coming from, I believe, like a celebration party or something like that. They were in
the national championship.
Yeah, they were in a team vehicle.
Yep.
And we just thought that they crashed.
And they were with an adult.
And we just
a 24-year-old who's older than the students. So they were with an adult too in the school vehicle.
So fast forward. Oh, look, there's another player who got caught for, racing cars. Come to find out, he was at the scene of the crime of the first crash and tried to play it off and lied. So it didn't look like there was car racing going on. So this is someone who has a history of racing cars and who has already been involved in an accident that, made a player die after that accident. Right. So the coach came out. What did the coach say? What did the coach say?
I don't even recall. I know he lied.
I know. The question was, does UGA have a culture problem? An adult, right? Out with students in a company vehicle, lying, right? Death. And his answer was no. He didn't see that any changes really need to be made, but he was very sorry. So I guess thoughts and prayers?
Listen, people got to understand, sports is sports. You always want to see your team win. But when you have people dying, you got to question if it's this important. Look at the situation schools in. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got 2 national titles, but if you're the parents of that child that died in that car accident, well, my son played for a national championship team, was on his way to the NFL, was probably going to make X amount of millions of dollars. Now my son's not here. He was in a vehicle that was a school vehicle driven by a school employee who was under the influence, who was racing, and now my child's not here anymore.
Yeah, that's a civil suit, boy. That's a
That's a
civil suit.
huge suit. And you
Yeah.
have to ask yourself, are those two national championships worth that? And more so was my question when you look at the girl and you look at the team of girls that she worked with, and their jobs were recruiting analysts, I think, or something to that effect. You really wonder what these girls' jobs were. Let's
Mm.
be honest. These were very attractive young ladies. They were a mix of races, black, white, and everything. And their main job was to make sure the players were okay.
So
That doesn't sound good at all.
So this goes back to, in my opinion, like the Murdaugh trial, right? Like people are used to doing something a certain way. I'm sure that culture has been that way for a really long time.
Absolutely.
I don't know
Absolutely.
anything about these young ladies. I don't know anything about their jobs, but I know about proximity.
Mm-hmm.
And I know when you got some fine ass football players, and I know about opportunity. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And I know about people turning their heads and looking the other way. And so, sometimes things fall apart. And in the Murdaugh trial and in this UGA football situation, things fell apart from the inside.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing is, you better recognize the core, you better recognize the rot when it starts to happen. And
Right?
if you don't cut it out, it's going to tear your fruit up. So UGA, you don't notice. That program, you're at a high, but you may come crashing down a lot sooner than you realize. No
Yeah,
hate, no disrespect, but people are losing their lives, man. Some
problem.
things are more important than football. Reel that thing in and get it back right. It's
Right.
not a good situation.
Yeah.
And then pretty girls around football players. I mean, not saying that beautiful women shouldn't, but there's a lot of testosterone and just the situation don't look right. That's
And they're
all
in
I'm
their
saying.
20s, in their late teens, 20s, they're banging. So come
Look, man, let's be honest. It's folks out here. We see stories all the time of 21, 22-year-old regular folks going to jail because they're high school substitute teachers and can't handle it.
on all the time.
So, we talking about male athletes at the absolute pinnacle of athleticism.
Right.
Come
And
on,
all in shape and everything. Let's change
come
the
on.
subject.
All right, well, look, we'll keep it on in shape, brothers. But what we will do as a segue, we'll move into two in shape brothers that just knocked the shit out of the box office. You heard me? Creed 3 just raked in $58.7 million
Woo!
box office over the weekend. It,
Yowzas.
it actually toppled a Marvel action movie, which isn't very easy to do, let's be honest.
It's not.
And to go along with that, the co-star of Creed is also the co-star
Oh,
in the Marvel movie, who becomes one of the first people ever to be in the number one and number two movie in the world at the same damn time. Black folks doing what we do best, breaking down walls and barriers and knocking down them glass ceilings, folks.
we've been trying to tell them for years. It doesn't have to be like a black movie or a black TV show. People want to watch us. We want to watch us. And we have money too, which I'm sure they know because black people spend all their money outside the community. So I know they tracking and stop playing.
Look, we got 10 years of content going back telling folks that, look, if you just show us in different perspectives, it'll work.
Yes,
Stop with
please.
having the damn white person come save the black people from the ghetto via coaching or damn dance teaching or showing them how to play chess or some kind of white person's. We don't need that shit. Just give us a real movie with a real plot with real actors and let us do our thing.
I don't
Period.
want to be saved.
I'm thinking they said this is the biggest box office opening for Amazon so far. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? This is what them brothers just did, man. With Ryan Coogler too, on top of that, who just had Wakanda Forever earlier this year. What they're doing, man, they're taking us to another level, man. We just continue to grow and get big and better, and you just love to see it, man.
Right. Right. I'm glad to see it. And you see them a lot lately, like in photo shoots and pictures.
Right.
And there's been a lot of conversation about like, these emasculating pictures. And I know that one of them was in that picture and like he looked like he had cleavage. He was like wearing pink. And
Right.
this is a bit of a left turn, but I
Right.
do think it's interesting the conversation being had around like black men and sexuality and masculinity and popularity.
Right. Because they started with old boy ASAP Rocky and Rihanna's picture on the
Yeah.
beach.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, if your masculinity is hurt by watching a man hold his child and his wife's hand walking on the beach, I don't know what to say. I honestly don't.
You
If
said
you
it, not me.
look, if you're masculine, if you question people's, if you ain't never seen a black any entertainer, male or female, dressed in questionable clothing for photo shoots,
Right.
we ain't never seen that.
Right.
I always take things just to the most realist real levels. Like, dude, are we really having a controversy? Or y'all just pissy because it ain't you? You know what I'm saying?
I think they're pissy because it ain't them.
Literally. I mean,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Oh, they look at feminine pictures. Okay, look at every damn. Have you looked at any record covers from the damn 80s? Go look at the Deal album and ask Antonio Reed how he feels about that shit. I'm sure he ain't too happy, but he did that. Have you seen those Commodore album covers? Something shit the Isley brothers wore.
I
Look
should
at
pull
the
it up.
damn man. Look at the September video for Earth, Wind, and Fire. Hearts, Tops, and Nut Huggers. Like,
Oh, and taco meat. And taco meat.
I'm
Yes.
talking about nappy, curled up, strong taco meat. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing new. I'm like, I mean, there are real controversies out here, folks. There's
Yes.
stuff that's going on in Mississippi, and maybe we can talk about it in the next show where the white state legislature has literally created a rogue court to oversee the black run the city courts in Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi. Where they appoint the judges and they administer the law as they see fit because the elected black officials of Jackson, Mississippi can't do their job. See, that's a controversy, right? That's a brother taking a picture in a frilly shirt and a pink damn sweater. That don't bother me. I say, hey, get your
when you wave too, like we got much bigger problems.
much bigger problems, man.
Yeah.
Much bigger problems. I mean, like controversy, we can go all over and find controversy. We could talk about how when people were buying GameStop stocks at $20 a share, becoming millionaires, and the government shut down the stock market and wouldn't let you buy 2 or 3 specific stocks because regular people started becoming millionaires overnight. We can talk about controversy.
Right.
I don't give a shit about somebody wearing a jacket or looking fruity in the picture. Now, I don't mean no disrespect when I say fruity, but that's.
But here's the thing. I will tell you it's a controversy. The controversy is what's your boy in Creed? What's his name?
Jonathan Majors?
No.
Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan. It was a controversy in the turtlenecks and mustaches that he wears. I do not like Michael B. Jordan. I might be the only one. I mean, he's fine. That's fine. He looks kind of short, but okay. I cannot get beyond. He looks like 1985. I will not stand for that. I want his little mustache and his turtlenecks. I don't like his personality based on the way he presents himself. That's all.
Hey man, I liked him in The Wire, even though they killed him.
I never watched The Wire. No, because they said it was some of the greatest TV. I'm like, you mean niggas selling dope? That's the best story that's come out of the fucking. Listen. I have not watched it. I have been advised to watch season 4.
Listen,
I haven't done it yet, but I never got into The Wire.
No, listen. I just got a whole idea for new content, folks. We're gonna wrap up, but I'm gonna let y'all in on it now.
What is it? What's your idea?
Since you've never watched The Wire, we are about to create a new channel.
Okay.
Where we watch and review The Wire from beginning to end.
Okay.
Knowing your perspective, this is about to be amazing. But that's how it happened, folks. Right there on site. You gotta grab them nuggets and record it when you can, because it's gonna be major. But look, we can wrap up right here, dog. I think it's been a remarkable week. We got stuff to come back to. Anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here?
No, just go out there. The weather's gonna be nice. It may get cold again, but spring is here, and I'm feeling good about it. I'm excited.
Yeah, look, it's Georgia. Why I can 100% guarantee the snow in the next 2 damn weeks.
I know.
You already know what it is. But all right, people, on that note, we out of this thing, man. Y'all take care of yourselves. We gone. Peace.